Yeah, good evening, all of you. Thank you very much for joining. Sorry, today's resource person couldn't join because of some medical emergency. And as I intimated, I also, intimated a team that I'll be taking this particular session. That is not part of the program. But again, it's very crucial. Recently, I've been to NLU Punjab, National Law Institute Punjab, Patiala. So it was again about the ageism, like aged people. That was a theme for this year second edition. So that I got the opportunity to discuss. I told, like, communicated, I'll be talking on maintenance of Parents and Senior Citizen Act 2007. So that was my idea, and I also did some did some research on this particular topic. Also got a lot of insight. Let me tell you. Again, many are not aware bit about this particular law. That's why I put this question in the group also. Like, how many are aware about this particular act? So I asked question, do you know about law on the procedure of Senior Citizen Act 2007? So I can see around 50 plus people responded, and 15 stated yes, they are aware about the law and the procedure about the Senior Citizen Act. So uh, let me ask who are present right now. So Dr. Chaitali, Vidhi Mehta, Dr. Sumedha, Dr. Asa Verma, Gavaskar, Anand, Mahinder Elan. If anybody would like to share your experience, what do you know about this particular act and how it's related to family law? Yes, please. Anyone? Feel free to unmute yourself. Anything what you know, you have seen some article, anything on Senior Citizen Act. We won't be calling, like, just say Senior Citizen Act. Yes, please. Anyone? Rohit, Sumit, Anandam, Sukhpal, Emma, Ramesh, Rohit. Yes, please. Anyone? Any one of you would like to share your experience? I asked question, how many of you know about this particular act, Senior Citizen Act 2007? Anything? One line, two line?
Sir, I would like to make an effort, sir. Dr. Asha Verma here.
Yes, 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 ma'am. Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. So, as far as the senior citizens and parents are concerned, before 2007, although the constitutional provisions are there, but there were no specific law as such. So, there was a need to come up with a legislation so that in case some kind of obligations can be imposed upon the children. So, this was lacking in the existing mechanism, and as a result of it, this act was enacted so that the constitutional obligations can also be fulfilled. And
Okay, madam.
if we go by the provisions under the act, we can come across the special mechanism also. The tribunals are also being established so that the speedy what we can say relief can also be provided and the obligations can be imposed. So this is all that the act is about. And it is very much connected with the family law also, because when it comes to a family consists of the parents and the senior citizens also. So definitely we can very well relate it with the family laws also. That's all from my answer. If the other participant can also add something.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, madam, for your input. Definitely, again, everything is connected to constitution, like, fundamental rights are there, and directive DPSP is there, and the DPSP that a subject to the economic condition. So this kind of word have been used. So, like you can see, we cannot compel. But again, how, it's depending on the state, their capability, things, how they are taking up, economically weaker section, vulnerable. So there is a direction that we can see. So definitely, yes. Any other participant? Let me tell you, I am not an expert of family law, as I told you. I failed in family law, but again, we learn a lot of things, and this is a very different act. Like you can see, 2007. What do you think? What will the percentage of people they know about this act?
Sir, I can also try.
Yes, please. Yes.
Yeah, actually, this act was enacted to make sure that it ensures dignity, security, and the speedy remedies for the elderly peoples. And there are some cases that recently helped, that Dattatreya Shivaji Mane versus Leelabai Shivaji Mane and others. In this case,
Okay.
seniors have the right to evict children relatives from their self-acquired property if they are ill-treated or neglected. This act expanded the scope of act beyond mere financial maintenance to protection of life and property.
Yes, definitely. Very good. I think like you've gone to this particular judgment. We will definitely discussing this thing. Now,
Mhm.
how this law differs from CRPC that we know. Now we have BNSS, right? So maintenance. So how it differs. Can you give the example in what cases the parents will go for maintenance in that particular act, right? That section, CR 125 we have been calling, and then BNSS. How it differs? Any idea?
Hello, sir.
Sorry, please. Yes. You're
This
saying
is
no.
Sudhir.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Sudhir Rajput.
Okay, बोलिए.
In this act, there is a section number 23, which says that if the children do not take care of their parents and parents have gifted property to the children, then the parents can claim back that property through the tribunal, maintenance tribunal.
Yes, yes, definitely. So now, any difference can anybody tell me? That maintenance part and this one under the Senior Citizen Act. So this is connected to property, like you at least stated, like eviction. They can evict, children from the property given gift, right? Out of love and affection, this kind of things are there. This happens in every family, right? So this is connected to property in that maintenance that right? Husband and the vice versa, they have to maintain. Our resource person have already discussed, and then parents we have to maintain. So that is a different thing. Here, this is connected to property, right? I'm like parent, uh, senior citizen, gifted property, and then those kind of thing circumstances. This maintenance comes to picture. Now, so this is the basic difference. It is connected to property, right? Property is given. I'm like for example, 55 minutes. Not like not senior citizen. The name they like maintenance of parents. I'm a 50-year-old. Right now, can see like I given property to. So don't think like it's only for senior citizen. So because this issue happens when you are like cross 60, 60, that things happen because after you're study all things, right? You're doing business or professions, right? After 50, 60, so that is a thing. So they've given the name maintenance of parents and senior citizen act because a lot of things happens when you are senior citizen. Nobody is going to are there to take care of your, right? Being a senior citizen, you are being neglected, so these kind of issues are there. Now, uh, who are liable to take care of parents, citizen? Who are
The
liable?
children's.
Children. Okay. I'll be showing the barrack, but again, I want to show, get your responses. Many are, let me tell you, 2007, and right now you can see, right? Many are not aware about this particular act, how it's being implemented. I have not seen the maintenance tribunal, appellate tribunal, this kind of setup. I have seen, I'm from Gujarat, so I've seen notification, okay, no, they notified this will be set up. Like I'm sure like all of you might have seen family court and other court you might have seen. Right? I'm sure none of the participants, I'm just making a guess, wild guess. None of the participants would have might have seen maintenance tribunal, appellate tribunal, or maybe in notification. I would say, okay, you're from Maharashtra and this tribunal have been set up, appellate tribunal will be set up. The answer is no. And I'm sure we are also not teaching as a faculty in classroom also because it's very, very difficult, right? We are like, it's very difficult to cover in family law 1, 2, and then forget about this particular act. So many are not aware about. Yes, please.
Sir, primary duty.
I hope I'm audible properly.
Yes, sir. The primary duty to maintain the parents are the children's, and the secondary duty the relatives who stand to inherit the property.
Yes, yes, very good point. Let me, 1 second. This is a very peculiar, I would say, law. When I was going through this particular law, last 6, 8 months, I got the opportunity to read this particular law, and then a person with disability, right? I hope some of you might have read this particular law because it's how it's connected. Because there's intersectionality. For example, we did program with GNLU Center for Disability a few months back. So in that case, we things were there like when the female disable in the rape happens, like it's a double, like in trauma, I would say. Normally rape means that is fine, you are disabled, same thing, you are a senior citizen. No, sorry, maybe like the other thing like female, senior citizen, and some crime happens. So those things differs from case to case. So that way I read about this particular law and some of the cases keep coming, and we were also thinking to have a some cases compilation we have done in last 4 5 years on this particular act. Maybe we will doing in near future. So this is a 2007 act. Now you can see here the children include son daughter, not only children, right? So biological, again, that's very crystal clear. Grandson, granddaughters, right? But again, uh, what about daughter-in-law? I discussed, right? I recently been to NLU Punjab, so I asked, certain question. Uh, no amendment. There is an amendment 2019 have been proposed, and then in Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, it was discussed in 2022 little bit again. So 2019 amendment was proposed. Nothing happens till date. So children again, so one of the cases that was related to domestic violence also, in that also, so daughter-in-law also, so amendment they have later on put up. Again, in the one of the cases, domestic, it was connected to Domestic Violence Act also in this one. So the daughter-in-law also, that, included definition of children. So it's all about the property. So now you can see connected to again, so it's a very different one, the criminal procedure. Here it's connected to property. This happens right after giving a property, how things happens very badly. Most many cases this happens, right? You are being neglected, these issues are there. Now I don't want to go into other definitions. So children includes not only son and daughter, again grandson, granddaughter also, and then the relatives also, right? So you can see here relatives also covers. Now who can file the case? I'm a senior citizen, I'm a parent. Don't think as a senior citizen, just consider as like I'm a parent, I'm a 56-year-old father. So who will file the case? So this law applicable to children also, son, daughter, grandson, granddaughters, a relative also. So very peculiar. Let me tell you other definition. Sorry, other provision also. So you'll see very different for a general law. Very connected. You can see like a relative means like legal. In short, anybody. It's like for example, related to property. Nobody is there, right? In the possession of my, like for example, son of my brother's, but my brother's son, or maybe like connected, not the biological one. In that also, and then there is a connection of property, inherit or after what else. So that in case also, so you can file, right? File the case against the like children. So children includes will already be discussed, and relative also. So two things are there here. So those keep in mind. Now senior citizen, that we know the 60 plus. That is the definition of senior citizen. So don't take it as a after senior citizen and file a case. The answer is no. It is related to maintenance of parents and senior citizens. Now, who can file the case? Yes, please.
Sir, they themselves can file the case, and in a case they cannot file the case, then any person or organization authorized by them.
Okay. Now, again, maintenance of parents. We are not going to this. You can read later on. Just we want to discuss the insight. What are the salient features and what are the issues around is happening. So it's related to property, not able to maintain. So what happens, like we discussed towards the end of this is not a only solutions. So this may happen any point of time. I have given the property, not giving again, it's a bad thing, I would say sometimes, because if you're not deciding anything in the record, like you have not decided who will get this property or giving this property, so anything can happen, right? when will is there, will is not there, right? And this kind of cases. Okay, now given the property, right? In return, will get they will take care of me, right? Wife or maybe parents. So and things uh, get very difficult at a certain point of time, maybe, right? In that case, now things can happen. So that is the case now. Who can make an application? This is again very peculiar, I would say. Most of the cases now, the local standby who will file the case, right? PI is something different. Here, the senior citizen or parents, right? They can file the case. The second thing is you can designate any other person also, because you can see after senior citizen, it's very difficult to take a lot of pain related to, because you have suffered a lot of things in your life till 60 or maybe whatever age may be. So you can assign any person or any other organizations. So that and other part, the third part is so moto. So maintenance tribunal is there, so they can also take a suo motu cognizance also. This is very peculiar, I would say. The provisions. Parents can file the case, assign any persons, right, organization, or tribunal also take the suo motu actions. So that is the provision of who can make an application. Now see, uh, sorry. Again, jurisdiction. So, you can say the children or relative any other district. So where he reside or last resided, where children or relative reside. So comfortable, definitely you easily, wherever you are residing, you can file the case in your maintenance tribunal. So that will the maintenance tribunal will be there. So state will again, you can just check it out. I also, a few months back, I was searching, in Gujarat. So I also got to know the notification. They notified, okay, maintenance tribunal will be there here from this state. Appellate tribunal will be there for the appeal, right? And then maintenance. So they designated the person. So welfare officer. So they will be a maintenance officer. So that will designated. You can just check it out in your state. Sometimes you see many other law, like for example, they designate a particular court. Okay, the court will take care of, like for example, when I was in law school, so cases related to MACT, Motor Accident Claim Tribunal, where Motor Vehicle Act is there. So then we used to, with senior we used to go. So the district court, so they were assigned. There was no tribunal, MACT was there. Office was there. The cases was heard by district court. The district is the main court, not the other one. So again, same thing we have CBI, cases, other things corruption act. So we have provisions like special courts will be there. So sometime there will be a special court or they will designate it. Okay, this court will take care of this thing. So same thing, right? You can see, and this, yeah, I forgot to discuss. This act will be overrunning effect. That means, what does it mean? Overriding effect? Yes, please. What does it mean? Overriding effect. This act will be having overriding effect.
I guess this is a special act, so which generally prevails over the general act.
Yes. Right. So we know sometimes some laws are very connected one for the particular segment, but this law will prevail for any other law, right? Sometimes, for example, we have consumer product, like we have RERA, right? You must be aware of RERA Act, Real Estate Development Regulation Act 2016, and we have consumer. So earlier there's no such a specific act for related to real estate. So people used to file case in consumer forum, now district commission. So that used to happen. So in addition to, so it's not like you have so those kind of the terms in addition to, you can go here and here also, or overriding effect, this will prevail. So that sentence that matters, right? Where you'll file the case, will have the for example, okay, well, for example, somebody will go, you have already filed the case in criminal procedure for the maintenance, don't come here, right? Go and fight it out here, there. So no, very clear, crystal clear difference is, this is related to property. That case, criminal procedure is not related to property. They are supposed to maintain as per law, maintain wife, husband in certain cases, parents, those things. Here related to property. You have given a property. In return, you are expecting your maintenance. right? So those things are there. Now, have you heard about any cap on giving compensation or maintenance in any other law? Have you heard? This will be the cap in this particular compensation or maintenance.
This
Yes
is
or no?
10,000 per individual.
Yes, sir. So now look at this. This is very, just see. The cases in this case is to be disposed 90 days, sorry, 90 days and then 80 years plus it is disposed in 60 days. There is a, again, timeline. So you know how things happens. We have so many laws, case to be disposed in 30 days, 30, 3 months, 30 days, 60, whatever, again, how things are happening on ground that we know. So the two timelines are there. Now, this is look at this till date, so not exceeding 10,000 rupees per month. I also deliberated why, again, every 5 year I suggest there should be a minor impact assessment. Impact assessment should be there. Some, okay, 5 years have been already done for particular law, rule, regulation. That should be a minor. So things can, like course correction can be done. It's not like something can happen like judiciary always, you know, will interpret thing and they will suggest the answer is no. So in between and after 10 years, like 5 year minor uh, legal, some research reform should be there. After 10 years they see whether some kind of, or you can, we have law commission is there, that is fine. You can assign some law school, right? Maybe like national law school or maybe other any prominent law schools to do some, uh this is my point of view. Ask, put up, I'm not talking about this particular law, other laws also they can, okay, these are the laws, right? Send them, for example, now new law. Now they keep asking for the comment suggestion also, like DPTP Act and other, last, I would say especially 1 year. And some of the law school, like special national law schools, they do submit. These are the commentary. This is the provision suggested. This should be the suggested one from their side, and they also keep putting on various platform what they have suggested to ministry also. Same thing here also. Why? Again, let me tell you, there's a lack of awareness. It's not a 7 year old law, 5, 7, that we can understand, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 2007 until date. People are not aware about this particular law, where is the office, where to file the case, this and that. Now, see, the maintenance part, it's a very, again, Karnataka. I will share some of the link judgment. I have opened up, open also, and I will share in the group also. You can just go through it. So Karnataka High Court, I think a couple of weeks back only, they sent. So this is very like, for example, what was like, for example, 100 rupees in 2007. Now it will be 1,000 rupees right now. So it should match, that amount should match the inflation. So that ask, they send this particular case to maintenance tribunal. Kannada, I'm talking about the recent judgment a couple of weeks back, which was pronounced by Karnataka High Court, and they, awarded, I think, 30,000 rupees, sent back this particular case to maintenance tribunal. So this is the way, like, on the, and then in 2019 amendment, they have suggested the cap should be removed. Like maintenance fee case, we have heard, like, crores of rupees been granted, cricketers and, filmic, that, if people from film industries, those things are the, why should be the cap, you can decide what is the requirement. And see the, like, the position of other party also, whether they are, able to, you know um, take those kind of responsibility, right? So depend, right? It's to be decided on the case to case basis, how maintenance decided on, recently, especially in husband wife cases. So this again, recently Karnataka High Court asked, it should match, right? 10,000 rupees not only feasible. And then 2019 amendment, again nothing has happened till date. There was a discussion in 2022. So the cap should be removed. And then in one of the definition, children include daughter-in-law also they included. So these are the amendment, 2019 amendment is there. Interim, again, things are also there. Now, interim interest, we are not, again, I'm not going to that, but appellate tribunals, right? So for the appeal that you go to appellate tribunal. Now, another peculiar part, right to legal representation. Now see, uh, particular law you might have seen like legal represent, like legal practitioner. So here, no, like legal practitioner, advocate, no one can be allowed to appear. I'm advocate, I'm a whatever, we are not able to legally allowed to appear before the tribunal. This is again very peculiar because as a lawyer, uh, when we are involved in particular case, we sometimes, many times, I would not sometimes, we make it so much complicated, and then things linger for years and years. Recently might have seen uh, the statement made by Harish Salve sir. So whenever I see the arbitration is administered by retired judges, I lose the faith. Right, so that things, when we lawyer, like same thing. Let me give you another example. RTA, Right to Information Act. In 2000 again 11, there's one of judgment. There should be a judicial mind should be there in commissioner. Now, why? Because you know in commission tribunal you keep putting that is fine. There's arrangement in some of the law. There should be a judicial member should be there, technical member should be there, accountant member should be there, for example income tax operator, that is fine. But in putting judicial, they will again, they are habitual, right? Evidence, this and that, and then they will talk, take a lot of time. So those things are there. So for that only they have decided, uh, but DIPA, like legal practitioners, after this particular, there won't be legal practitioner appear. So you can appear, you can assign anyone, right? The voluntary organization, they will present your case. So those things are there. So no legal practitioner will appear before the tribunal. Now here you can see the state. Look at this. Now, as a senior citizen, what kind of things are required? Let me tell you. Please tell me. Sorry, I will tell you later. You are senior citizen. What kind of requirements are there? You are 60 plus, for example. What kind of requirements are there? See, as a senior citizen.
Health related services, medicines,
Yes. So food,
food.
shelter,
Yeah.
right? Health, right? Medical related. So three very very prominent things that are required. Now, uh, another, it's not like you are 60 you are done, right? You might have seen some people. I met one of the professor recently at that conference I went. So he was from also Gujarat. Then I asked, sir, what is your age, sir? He asked me, what's your, can you guess? So I told, sir, maybe 60, 65. So sir was 74. So don't think, like, the people I have seen, you might have also seen people I have 70, 60, I'm talking like 70, 75, 80, they are walking, and then way they are dealing with lectures, a lot of enthusiasm, right? So you will see, so it's not like you are 60 and then you are done. The answer is no. No, that is why, like you see, other requirements are also there, like entertainment, recreations, right? This kind of requirement are also there. It's not like you are 60 and then now you don't want, you don't require any like entertainment or anything, right? It's not only food, health, and then the shelter issue, but other things are also there. Now see here, the state government. Look at this. Can you see this word? State may establish old age home. How many have been to old age home? How many old age homes are there in particular districts? So look at this. It's not sell. The state government may establish maintenance such number of old age home. In that also now other things also required. I discussed, like for example, not always a law will will solve the entire problem. In Assam there is a law. I will share all the links in Assam, right? So there is a law. If you are not maintaining your parents, the money that that amount will be deducted. Okay, there's again. I'm not just in brief one liner. The money, the amount will be deducted from your salary. Your state government employee, right? In Assam, you are not maintaining your parents. The amount will be deducted from your salary and given will be given to your parents. That is again very strict. Sometimes you see why there should be a, again state may also come up with particular law. So this again some may be having some objection, but again some, because state, like welfares, we have to take certain measures. Always not scheme or guidelines will work. Sometimes you have to come up with stricter law also if you are not following things like when CSR came, so corporate social responsibility under companies Act section 135. So what people are telling, why there should be why there should be a compulsion on spending on corporate social responsibility, again, so a lot of things over now people have accepted, and then happily contributing the 2% of CSR. More than that, people are different, companies are there. So that way, so that's one of the law in I think Andhra Pradesh, so there is a, no, they have corporation also, disabled and senior citizen corporation. So they need a finance and other things also, like for example, different kind of aids like hearing aids. This kind of aids also required after certain age. That kind of, that's corporation. So always law scheme, that won't be like you have different kind of mechanism. So here you can see the state government may establish. Now you can see in constitution also we see like certain uh, economic conditions, right? Somebody I state I don't have money, we don't have money, right? So definitely you can't do anything. So here also, okay, so state government they can do, they are obliged to do. Again, I definitely I work, the startup area. So I also like there is a word called social entrepreneurship. So we need some social entrepreneurship means the entrepreneurship that is fine, they're doing a business. Social entrepreneurship means like there is a social issue, we want to solve that particular social issue with an innovative approach. You can set up. I was in I am Ahmedabad, so and that one of the second one of the student, they come up, he come up with one of the business idea like nani ka ghar. So whenever senior citizen they are free, and then the children, so, the kids, so who are working profession, they can put up in that particular place, and then senior citizen they will take care of those kids. So that way things can happen. That's a very good idea. Now, as I told you, like they didn't. Some might have seen, but at a certain point of time, you're retired, like you're in job, doing business. That is fine. You will end of life, end your life doing business only, right? Whatever business you have, family business things are doing, your children will take care of, and then the relative will take care of. But certain time, retire and nothing, no things are there. So you want engagement, right? In that case, some different kind of setup should be there. So let me give you one of the example. Recently, I just you can see here. I hope it's visible news article. So not only always the government, right? Some NGO or maybe social enterprise, they should come under, like look at this. We discuss state may set up old age home. So not only basic things. Now you can see this is again a very recent one, uh, which aims to as 37 multi-service daycare centers. So we know daycare center is there. So for kids, but again we require for the senior citizen also. So you can see this is a very latest one, today's news. Uh, the daycare center for will be set up. So larger state plan again supported by the Atal Vayo Abhyuday Yojana ABYAY. So that is one of the example that you can see. This is today's news. So designed like a 50 elderly individual. So center will facilities. Look at this dedicated kitchen, dining area, right, doctors' rooms, and the multi-purpose hall for activities, library, provision for both indoor and outdoor games. So it's not only food, shelter, and the healthcare only, but again this kind of thing. So holistic health, provide access exercise equipment, memory games, chess, carom, dedicated session for yoga, meditation. So that way you can see this is a great initiative, I would say. So they have sanctioned state government 90,000 per month for the operation activities. So this is like a large scale expansion just to maintenance of senior citizen, right? So now you can see district in Lucknow, Telangana. So same way you can just check it out in your state, right? Whether these kind of things are there or not, how it's working. And now this is okay. Again, there's limitation. So social entrepreneurship. Again, I appeal, I keep appealing. Like in startup, two things are there. Uh, Solve your problem or solve others' problem, right? I'm a senior citizen, for example. I face a lot of things in my time. So let us start something in that way. And so this kind of setup when senior city will come, and two way, for example, who can afford, okay, I want to member of membership, like, because sometimes the uh I remember one of the reel of, KBC. I had not seen that particular episode. So in that, Amitabh Bachchan, that reel, maybe I will find again, I will share in group. So in that person, 1 second, he shared this particular, they have set up this kind of, arrangement, like, so NGO, we, we have NGO again, they have certain limitation, maybe, they are depending on funding here in that way. So, we are, sir, we are starting, and then we carrying on different kind of activities also, and definitely this basic activity plus this kind of look at this, they're talking about recreation activities, and then different kind of games and entertainment. So that way, set of things are required. So that in that the KBC, one of the episode, so that person discusser we have set up, this way. So he was telling to Amitabh Bachchan. So that thing, so always act will be there, schemes will be there. Here look at this 90,000 per operation activity they have set up. Tomorrow, uh, somebody will, fund for me as a CSR. That things happen, and then you can just so one of the figures, like around 9 to 10% of the Indian population, they are senior citizens. Same thing apply for the disabled people also, right? Around maybe 8 to 10%. Same. You can imagine disabled plus senior citizen. That figure may also go up. So that way, again, things, not only basic things, but again, certain things, again, maybe you can plan some excursion activity also, some senior citizen, some competitions also, anything, right? Because, uh, again, I'm repeating 60 plus, that means you are not done, right? People are there enthusiastic, at least 60 plus 10, we can do wonders. Maybe 10, 15. After that, maybe it can be bonus. I would say 70 plus or 80. I don't know. Maybe after that also. So this is one of the great example. So always definitely private player also can come. And then money, like, like, sir, in that KBC, इनके सर पैसे होने से, like, पैसे, like, कोई इट्स नॉट अ सॉल्यूशन, सर। पैसे है लेकिन कोई बात करने वाला नहीं है, बस ऐसे। तो दैट वाज अगेन वेरी, बिकॉज he might have faced, I have not seen that particular episode in detail, but it was on reel I saw. So that way, that arrangement should be there, how things can happen. So tomorrow, as a in that case, you will see private player also come. Here they have set up in that way. Maybe tomorrow, people give money for CSR for this particular, old age center as a social enterprise. You can set up, right? Maybe like somebody will, a fund will be there. Some but people are there, right? So I have money by senior citizen, but again I would need engagement. So I can come out, per month I will give, I know this, and it's a, again, matter of maybe few hours you can go and then pick up. Sometimes, issue will be there, transportation as a senior citizen. Those kind of arrangement to set up, you will pick up senior citizen, for example, starting from 8 or 9, maybe I don't know, maybe depend, you can decide 8 o'clock you will pick up senior citizen, and then, by afternoon you can drop them, and with, different activities during this particular thing, or daycare, or maybe decide like what are the requirements especially, maybe, so you can just check it out what to do. Now see, as I discussed, the cap on maintenance and payment for senior citizens should be raised. So Karnataka High Court I will discuss. So look at this. So here, one of the, cases you can see 10,000. So, that cap of 10,000 monthly maintenance payments initially under the to be raised, right? So you should match the inflation. 10,000 rupees cap, again, it's very, very nominal. I would say, like, look at 2007 and 17 that you can see here. Now, and that again they send back to tribunal also. One of the cases that we discussed, and then our, I think Rohit, you discuss about this particular case. So children can be evicted from senior citizen property in case of breach of obligation. So this is again a very recent judgment. So September 26, you can just read. So here, one of the cases. So you can see, sorry. So one of the cases in Tamil, I told you daughter-in-law also covers, right? Amendment still pending. Nothing happens 2019 till date. This issue of this particular, cap also 10,000, and then related to this particular section also. So here, 1 second. One second, please. Yeah. So what happened, like in one of the cases of Tamil Nadu, yeah, in that was a Madras High Court. So in what happens when you're giving the property? So now always, there should be no technical. We know we have to like we have like a subject as a interpretation of statutes. So how to interpret particular provision? Some like we have to, different tools are there like inside, outside, and different kind of. We take understand why when we see the objective of the particular law, why the particular law was enacted, came into force, thought of at particular point of time. So in that case, when giving the property, so in the I'm talking about that old judgment, Madras, High Court. So in that case, what happens? So the parents didn't mention this thing. Okay, for example, I'm a 62-year-old. I am now giving my property to my son, and then I didn't mention, my son, right? Name, like my son Lakshya Gupta, right, will take care of me, like, for example, myself and, for example, parents, right? Myself and then my wife, right? So that way it was not mentioned and then it was rejected. So, right, the negative outcome. So Section 23 of the Senior Citizen Act. So I would say it's very uh, again, depending upon the interpreter that we know, we have to go why this particular law was enacted. No problem, I was, say, and in this particular judgment, Supreme Court recently, no need, this kind of, things are not required. I'm giving property to my son or daughter will take care of, the parents, right? Uh, father, mother, right? In parents in totality. And now, in that case, it was, there's a negative outcome by, Madras High Court. So you can see it's very, very myopic interpretation, I would say, because higher court they can decide, right? We have seen, right? Article 142, other things are there. We have like irretrievable marriage. They decide things. So definitely they can put their remarks also and it was rejected. No, they didn't mention. And there is expectation, like it's love and affection, and then uh, not always. So it was rejected, and now really we appreciate this particular case. So we can a senior citizen, 80-year-old, 70-year-old, wife, three working children, and then they approach property. There's a, to purchase two property. There is a case, so we can just I will share this later on. So section 20 through 23, right? In that case, so they can evict, so they can take this particular property back, right? So that is the matter. Supreme Court, no, there is no need because there is definitely legitimate expectation. I am giving you properties, no, okay, now they can do whatever they want to do and put parents in miserable condition. The answer is no. So here, like the liberal interpretation is required, though it's required, and while giving a property, I'm giving this property to you as a gift. Now, we will take care of, till the end of, parent till the end of life. If you're not mentioning, so, and then after, certain point of time, they are not taking care of, parents, then you can see what will be the things. So that way, it's a very liberal interpretation, I would say, by the Supreme Court. And definitely, I'm sorry, amendments are required in related to this thing. Now, again, neglecting elderly parents can invalidate property gifted out of love and affection. So one of the judgment that you can see September, see like look at this very crucial line. The document does not need to contain an express condition that the recipient will provide for their basic needs and amenity. It's implied, I would say, no need. I told you about one of the judgment very strictly, very, I would say myopic view, very technical. They didn't mention, okay, now done. We won't, take care of you. The, case is gone. Okay, this is the real interpretation. Right? Again, we have to also guide as a, awareness again, like, making certain documents or making certain deeds while you may be teaching awareness, initiative. But this thing happen because they are being neglected. Disabled people, around 10% to Indian population, 8 to 10%. Senior citizen, around 8 to 10% of Indian population. They're being neglected, right? So that way you can see it's not required. So see the contradiction of this judgment. So again, we appreciate this kind of interpretation by the different, courts. And
Excuse me,
sometimes
sir.
we also, yeah, sorry, please, bully.
Sir, suppose an elderly couple had given his property to his son as a will that this is yours. But after some time, he feels that this is a wrong decision because they are not. Can he not revoke and take back the thing directly? I mean, is there no provision that I had given, but now I don't want to give and I want to take it back? Is there a provision for that? Thank you.
So I think this law will come into picture. They can take the recourse of this particular law.
What I'm saying, is it not a principle of natural justice? It was mine. I gave it to somebody because of my free will, and I think it is not in the right hand, so I want to take it back.
So what's your question? Whether they can take back or not.
Yeah, I mean, there's an elderly couple. They have made a will that okay, my property should go to my elder son or somebody ABC. After some time, that person is not looking after the property or the business in a proper way. They are not looking after, and he wants to revoke and he wants to take the control back. Is there a procedure beyond this law where I can take it back? Because ultimately, what is mine, I should be having the right to take it back. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely, sir. We can, the living will, after that this will come into picture. A living will, right? So I'm there, right now I'm giving property to this, person. In that way, definitely you can take those things back. You can cancel those things, sir.
The
Thank you.
will
Thank you.
come in effect only after the death of the parents, and in the cases of if they are living, and then they have to file the petition for the transferring of the cancelling of the transfer deed, right, sir?
Yeah, definitely, they can, revoke those will also, because the will itself, name itself suggests. I have given, it's not like, once I have given, I'm done. The answer is no. You can, revoke those things. You can, get back, right, to a particular position that we don't want to. So that way, I would say we can put those things in legal documents. So sometimes, uh, the putting, lot of things happen because there is no will, right? So lot of, let me tell you, startups are there, they are helping, for example, Asan Will, one of the technical, legal tech startup is there, they're helping to plan their journey, right, related to will. Most of the cases, I don't know how in your family whether will is there or not. Father, parents, died, and then, children are fighting for, property here and there. So that way, proper kind of, documentations also, and then this particular, this is my, personal opinion. Here, uh, like they can assign, for example, some provision should be there, maintenance tribunal, or maybe other arrangement should be there. So that property can be administered by, like, for example, oversee, I have given this property to will. Again, people are telling I can write in one line, okay, there is no requirement of registration here and there. So code is, we can add also, right? In will also, will I decided something, I can add also, I can do. So it's my, that will itself suggest I can do anything with that particular thing. So here, some kind of arrangement should be there, like property, because not always a legal thing. I will do this thing. It's out of love and affection. I give this particular, property to, uh, you know, like children, and then they start behaving very, other way around. So that way, like some kind of arrangement should be there by government side. Okay, now, like some person will oversee how things are happening, and then, you might have seen, like there's also provisions, amendment. So police station, senior citizen cell will be there. Like I follow Gujarat police also. I am from Surat, Gujarat, so I've seen something like, post on their Facebook page. They go and meet senior citizen also. They take, because you know how senior citizen became victim of cyber fraud also. So, and then I don't know how many are aware about elder line 14567. That is the helpline. People are not aware about this particular helpline. Police department also, they are, the, like, self for, senior citizen, they go and visit. Again, I hope so you're in your area also police. So because they are becoming victim of cyber like fraud also. You might have seen recently, few weeks back, 82-year-old lawyer again become victim of I think maybe few lakhs rupees. So because of digital arrest and other things, cyber crime, cyber fraud happens. So those things are there. So again, they are vulnerable. Like law is there, schemes, right, in that way. Case. So this kind of arrangement, I again really against. We can write there is no stamp paper requirement of registration of will. There should be proper procedure and somebody should be there, right? As I told you, some of the startups, proper monitoring. Okay, I have written something and then people are no, it's a fake will, it's a wrong will, this and that, signature is not there. Now who will prove? And then it will take years and years. Make a proper will when you are alive. This will go to a particular person, okay, and then properly registered and something because after that how things will happen. Being challenged here and there, how to prove? This is again uh these are my concerns related to this thing arrangements. Yes, please, you can discuss. And yeah, I
Sir,
think I have discussed most of the thing. Yes, please,
sir,
anything.
my,
Sir,
my
what
my
is
name is okay. Please continue.
Again, yes, please. बोलिए मैडम.
sir, what if the will or the gift deed it is written by parents, which is unconditional, sir? Can they revoke back? As the previous participant asked, if it is unconditional will,
Can you give the example? Like
like
you can just put up. Yeah, what
like
your parent you
parents
want. You yeah.
parents write a gift deed, sir, gift deed which is unconditional in the name of the son. After the marriage of the son, once daughter-in-law has entered, and there is a lot of dispute regarding the property or the house they are staying in. Then parents got to know that the son may not take care of him. So is what the will which is written in his name, which is unconditional, can the parents revoke back?
Yes, madam. As per this, we will discuss this law maintenance. This
Sir, what,
particular law
sir,
that we
what
are
about,
discussing. As I told
sir,
you,
what
like
about
earlier judgment, Madras High Court, they interpreted very other, like I would say, other way around, very technically. Uh, Here, like there is no need to mention. I'm giving this property, and then and they no need to mention, right? It's a very like for example, we discuss like Akhil sir session also in Hindu, like we are taking responsibility. I am marrying you to someone, so I am taking the responsibility. So here also there is no need to mention, okay, I'm giving this property and then son will take care of me. No need, right? Right. That's why this law came into picture. And now
Actually,
you
ma'am,
can see the interpretation. So
there is a case.
definitely things
There,
can back. Yes, they can evict. You can imagine, not take back, they can evict. Okay, go out of my home. Those things are also there.
Sir,
ma'am,
one more question, sir. One more question, sir. If the parents already getting maintenance as per the section 125 of CRPC, where the children need to maintain, at the same time, can the parents file for the maintenance under this act, sir?
Yes, madam, this law will be overriding effect. So that this is connected to property, madam. I have right given this connect that is not connected to property, right? As per the situation, the amount will be granted. Here it is connected to property. I have given the property to you, right? You are my son, daughter. Now you have to take care of me. You are not doing, not taking care of them. I can evict you. I can take that property back. So this is both things are different. You can go both the places.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Because
Thanks,
if
sir, for
you
the initiative to take the session, sir. First time
yeah.
I'm hearing in
Yeah,
deep
that's why,
explanation
madam.
of this.
Let me tell you, I have also learned specially like related to this, and then disable this person with disability act also. Last uh, we are writing and these articles and books also. We conduct a program also. So that let me tell you, it's very difficult. We know in 3 year course I did 3 year law, so maybe I have studied like 30 plus law. 5 year we learned 50 plus law, and there is no end of law. So many laws are there, but again sometimes might have seen like recently what happens in COVID-19, how we dealt with COVID-19, Disaster Management Act, IPC,
Yes.
and Epidemic Disease Act, right? 1896, right? Only four sections are there. ऐसे करके हमने डील किया, राइट? देयर इज नो public health care act, sorry, draft is there, but there is no particular act dealing with this pandemic. So that way we till disaster management act, IPC, and epidemic disease. So only four sections are there. This happens like an epidemic disease act, plague happens in Mumbai, and this act, legislation was enacted. So many again, our task is very difficult, as a lawyer, like law student, professionals, law teachers. Our task is very, very difficult. So many laws are keep coming, and then sometimes I read in paper. Okay, in one second, please. Oh, for example, in paper, I am from Gujarat. So in a society, you have to regulation related to CCTV, right? So there is they come up with regulation. Then I read, I search draft. I shared in our Gujarat law teachers group also. So so many things being discussed. So for that, again, some, for example, PRS legislative, think tanks are there, maybe or two three more. They keep an eye on this particular rule, regulation, legislative, make a brief, and put it in public domain. They discuss. But again, so many things are there. So we have to, at the state level also. A few years back, I was right to Business Act in Punjab. He was writing one of the article that I got to know this kind of law is the Right to Business Act. I think I don't remember the year, maybe 2009. So those things are there. So again, we have to keep learning, read. I keep telling students, don't mug up sections. Read how to read a law, particular law. That we have to teach our students, as a professional also. Yes, please, Rohit, you raise your hand.
Yes, sir. Actually, there was a question like if we can like cancel the transfer, that this question was asked previously. So actually, I'm also like I saw an application where the parents wants to like cancel the transfer of the property in because they are not maintaining them. So I'll share that application with you so that you can share with the
Yeah, yeah,
with,
sure, sure. Good, good, good.
and I have like two questions for me. So, which is the appropriate appellant court in the senior citizen cases, sir? My first question.
Appropriate court.
Which is the appropriate appellant court in senior citizen cases where they can appeal, like if they are not satisfied with the tribunal like judgment.
So they can go to again High Court then.
Okay. Okay. Can the state government go beyond the limit which is already set under this act for the welfare of the senior citizen act? Like in this act, the limit is set by like up to 10,000 rupees. Can the state government go beyond this limit?
They should come up with, like we have seen IPL, come up with the state provision also, amendment. They should do. Now, another I told you about a two initiative of Assam, right? They set up a different act. So look at this criminal procedure is there, and then this Senior Citizen Act is there. If you are state government employee in Assam, not maintaining parents, so obviously then conciliation thing will happen. And again, otherwise, I will share those things in group.
So,
Amount
but
will be deducted from your salary. So again, this is state initiative. In Andhra, Telangana, they set up a corporation for disabled and senior citizen. So uh, again, the money is, as I told, like definitely agree. State government, they should do amendment. Okay, as a ex state, we are increase this limit to 50,000 rupees. Right, that they should do. They can, right, with the amendment. In criminal procedure, state government also they come with their amendment also in particular. They should do, and different kind of this kind of mechanisms are also required, like corporation. And there's this particular Assam Act, very, I think many will find it strange, right? uh, पगार, right, सैलरी में से पैसे कट जाएंगे, it will given to parents. So because welfare state, you have to take certain measures, and things are also there in hospital. Now we know different kind of arrangement for senior citizen, because they are vulnerable, right? Able person, ramp nahi hai, disabled people. So those things also come into picture, make it inclusive, I would say. uh, yes, this is my thought. Again, I am not an expert of family law and this law also. I'm just sharing my experience.
And sir, one last question from my side. Who and how the petitions applications are drafted, as the legal practitioner is not allowed to appear in the senior citizen cases. Like how they can validate, like.
I'm not, maybe I will try. I have not, complete answer for this. I will also check the draft. As I told you, people are not aware about this thing. Uh, we have like format, like, Hindu Marriage Act. There is no, like, CPC, Akhil sir discussed, like, there is no particular law for filing case. Same thing. I'm sure, like, just put up, before the maintenance, tribunal. This has a issue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. I don't think there should be straight jacket format will be there.
Okay.
Sir, I have
I
a
will
question here.
I will find out again.
So there is
We
Sir,
have
I have a
so many
question.
formats are there, like
Sir, I have a
payable.
question.
Sorry.
Sir, I have
Sir,
a
I have a
question.
question.
Yes, please.
My name is Arun Jindal, and my question is, sir, in the case of Protection of Women Against Domestic Violence Act, the daughter-in-law, in the case of death of the husband, daughter-in-law can claim the maintenance from the parents. And in the similar case, in this particular, as per this particular act, the in-laws are bound to be maintained by the daughter-in-law as well, because the daughter-in-law is included in the definition of the children. So how this duality is being is taken care of?
In one of the judgment, this Kerala High Court, there's a related to domestic violence also, and they ask, because uh, the daughter-in-law was preventing, the mother-in-law going to first floor. So that was meant for, so those issues were there, domestic violence and this one also. So court, the Kerala High Court, Kerala, that they told, like, daughter-in-law also comes in definition of children. So this is again, she's also supposed to maintain mother-in-law under this
But
particular act.
mother-in-law, the father-in-law is supposed to maintain the daughter-in-law in the case of the death of the husband. So if we take a hypothetical case that the husband is no more, then who will maintain who? Means daughter-in-law is entitled to maintain the is entitled to be maintained by the father-in-law as per the Domestic Violence Act, and as per this act, father-in-law is to be maintained by the daughter-in-law. So who will maintain who at the end of the day?
It's a very, I would say, good question. But again, in this particular case, Kerala, what happened, like related to the property. This is related to, particular, related to property. She was not
Suppose
allowing.
there are no legal heirs of the father-in-law and the mother-in-law. They are just one of their own, and the husband is the only son of the parents. Then in that particular case, daughter-in-law again get the property rights after the death of the both the in-laws, and she is refusing to maintain the parents because she is saying that I am not financially strong or independent. And then now I need to be maintained in the case of the death of my husband. I need to be maintained, and that maintenance has to be done by the father-in-law. Then both are liable on each other.
Now,
I guess
again,
if
yes,
the
any
parent
participant would like to answer. I think
is,
mutually decided what to do,
yes,
because, there are
if,
conflict of.
in case of senior citizens, like if they are like well enough to maintain the daughter-in-law, then they should like maintain. If they themselves are
Sir,
not well in
Now, only
sufficient.
like look at this property is there, right? So
So, but
they have
in
to
that
take care
particular
what
case,
to
they
do.
will to
Property को
file
बेच
different
देना है,
cases.
क्या करना है, rent पे देना है, because just imagine, for example, the daughter-in-law is 30-year-old, mother-in-law is there, 65, 70-year-old. Now you can just see the burden, like, and then one property is there, right? So you can see, like,
It's
and then
lost.
you have to take
It's like
responsibility.
both are the vulnerable sections of the society. So in the case of in the
More
case of mother,
vulnerable. I think more vulnerable will prevail. What I see, if I'm a judge, like they are 65, 60, father is 67, mother is 65, and then daughter-in-law is 30, 35 maybe. And then if as a judge I am putting responsibility, now you maintain, uh, right, asking the father-in-law to maintain the 35-year-old, sorry, that, the daughter-in-law. It's very, I would say, ridiculous on my part, right? Very, very difficult things. But again, property is there, right? How to, as a, like, for example, two properties there, right? Two, one floor is there. Now things are there, they are not doing anything, like father-in-law, mother-in-law. Now, that, son has passed away, and then daughter-in-law is there. So look at this. As a, they, as a prudent person, they should give that particular, first floor or maybe, ground floor. They should give that particular property on rent and they live their life,
But
right?
in the case of protection of PW 2005, there is a right to property also. Means right to residence also. Residence rights is also there, so they cannot evict the daughter-in-law out of the.
Eviction ka, then definitely we are not barabar. Look at this. The family law going to court is not a solution. That's why, it's all about always, that amicable solution. Otherwise, you can go and, keep, fighting. Give this property to me, that you have to maintain. I would like, But again, here this case, when this case will come into picture, property is given. As I told you, this Kerala, the recent judgment, Kerala High Court, domestic violence, and then daughter-in-law was not allowing mother-in-law to go in the first floors. That was, that was the case. So in that case, this daughter-in-law also comes into definition of children. So that was the crux of that particular judgment. So related to the property. Otherwise, one room is there, for the one property is there. In that case, three persons are there, as we discussed. And then definitely you can see amicably they have to sit. Otherwise, you can go and fight, keep fighting domestic violence, maintenance here. There's no end of this particular case. Again, I have not stated,
Thank you, sir.
crystal clear. This is all about, we know how law things happens on ground. Yes, any questions, query? Sorry, it was a great discussion. Let me
Sir,
tell you all the
sir,
participants.
I have, sir, one question, sir, one question.
You give me inputs. Don't question.
No,
Your
no,
inputs,
I'm
your
giving,
thoughts. Yes,
yeah,
please.
I'm inputs I'm giving. Actually, now if there is a flat where both the parents are staying, and both the parents are going to get divorced because 50% share is in the wife's name, and then that 50% share is now going to the kids. Both the kids are, one kid is about 18 years, daughter, and son is 17 years. Now, once this share is going to the kids, and then the parent is around 52 years old, and the wife is around 48 years old, and both are going to get divorced. In such a situation, in the Senior Citizen Act, today the funds are going to the kids. In tomorrow, in old age, actually, what is the father having the recourse if they don't take care of the father in the future? Because the kids are staying with the mother. In such a situation, will they act protect the father in the future in his old age?
It's a very, very great question. Any participant like to answer? Yes, please. Anyone?
Because already they are 17, 18 years old. Today, the father will give the money by selling the flat. 50% is in father's name and 50% is wife's name. Wife's share is going to go to the kids because they are going to get divorced. And the wife is ready for mutual consent, but now the kids will have the money. They might spend the money also. Tomorrow, after when they get up in the career, will they be liable to take care of the father?
Sir,
Sir,
may I?
my point of
May I?
view, yes. Yes, please. Boliye, sir. Yes.
Sir,
For
as
my,
the situation has been told that the property will get divided 50-50 because of the court degree in divorce. That 50% remains with the father, and he has the free will. I mean, the thing is there which forces a father to part away with his money to the son or anybody. He in Hindu Marriage Act, that will he can give it to any ex person or a trust also. So the good thing will be that the person holds on to the will, making a living will, that till such time he is there, he is the whole sole authority, and thereafter it will be disposed as he wishes. But if he does a mistake of giving that entire thing to his son, then I mean the person will have to think about it, and he will have to take the recourse of this law. Thank you.
yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes.
Any
Any other
any other?
observation from participants?
What happens if that money of 50% which is with the wife is given by the wife to the kids, but today the father is taking the decision, then will the kids be liable to take care of the father because uh, mother has never paid any consideration for the flat. So today the sacrifice from the father is that since the kids are staying with the mother, will the kids be liable in the future after say 10 years, 20 years when he is 70 years old to the father? even if the
Uh,
50% share is going to the trust.
yeah, so
Money
my
is
point of
rectified.
view, from my point of view, they will be liable, sir. This is my opinion.
Sir, may I?
Because, uh,
May I, sir?
yes, sir. One second, sir.
This,
So again, you see that like intention, sir, objective of this particular law. Like for example, they interpreted daughter-in-law also should come into this, and there should not be explicit the statement in this. They will take care of me. So that way, look at this. We should like most of the things will clear when we are very well versed with the interpretation of statutes, like how we interpret, like for example, tax law, we have to do strict interpretation. This is the amount you have to pay this tax. Earlier other law liberal interpretation. So that is my yes, please, over to you. Yes, yes, बोलिए फिर.
sir, the essence and spirit of this law is very clear that irrespective of the old age parents, senior citizen are looking after their kids or not, if there is a requirement, they can take a recourse and the child has a duty to look after the parents. There is no condition that whether the parents are looking after the child and vice versa. The law is very clear that children have to look after the senior citizen. So I don't think there is any confusion or any if and but should be there. I think we should be reading it in that way. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Yes, sir, and then you will see the statement of object of this particular law, especially in 2019 amendment. This issue like neglecting parents are being neglected. So law, most of the like I don't know like whether you read or not statement of object. There will be half paragraph, one paragraph, two paragraph. Why this particular law was enacted? I'm not talking about other laws also. So see the like what are the crux of that particular, what is the reason behind bringing this particular law. So those things will get to know, because same thing for this, we have law, you know uh, uh, 1993, like law was there for disabled person. Now this is again, that was again uh and then this new law, right? So right to person with disability. So earlier they like that what was the idea? Earlier disability, 7 disabilities were there, now 21 disabilities there. This is the right based approach. That was a charity base, right? Disabled person, like the decision is settled, that is old act 1993. Here it's a right to person with disability. Here also if you see the statement of an object, I will share that link, go through it. So idea like they are being neglected, right, for different reasons that we already we discussed. So that's why now look at, see, courts are also going to, it's not like I forget, like we love an affection happen, okay, I'm giving this property to you, and then I forgot to mention you will take care of us. So because it's understood. Same thing in marriage also, I'm marrying you, right, as a husband. So like majority of cases as a husband, like we know whatever things happen, right, I'm supposed to maintain my wife after new divorce also until she marries to someone. So it's a very sometimes very explicit or implied also we have to do. Yes. So thank you very much. Great discussion, I would say. And thank you very much for joining on
Thank
very short notice. Thank you very much.
thank
Thank you for the
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
thank you, sir.
Thank you.